Hello everyone. Advertising has come a long way from simple print ads to complex data-driven digital marketing strategies. This evolution has been shaped by technological advancements, changes in consumer behavior, and the continuous pursuit of more effective ways to communicate with audiences. We will understand this interesting evolution of advertising in this episode. Now, before I begin, I would like to define what advertising is. Advertising is the activity that brings attention to a product or service. So, the first forms of advertising can be traced back to the ancient civilizations like Egypt or Greece. They used papyrus and stone carvings to announce events and sell goods. We saw the next major change in the Middle Ages, where town criers and posters were common methods for disseminating information. Then, in the 15th century, the printing press was invented by Johannes Gutenberg, which revolutionized advertising. The printing press allowed for more copies of advertising means to be published because people didn't have to write everything by hand anymore. By the 17th century, newspapers began to carry advertisements. The first known newspaper ad was published in the Boston Newsletter in 1704. Also, handbills and posters were widely used for announcements and advertisements for various products and events. Then, in the 19th century, newspapers became more and more popular. The Industrial Revolution had popularized mass production. This caused an increased availability of newspapers, making them the major medium for advertising. The 19th century also saw the formation of advertising agencies. This century also saw the birth of brand names and trademarks, with companies like Coca-Cola and Kellogg's starting to build brand identities. So far, all the advertising being done that I've just mentioned is known as print advertising, which happened in the ancient civilizations, the Middle Ages, the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries. In the early 20th century, radio advertising began. The first paid radio commercial aired in 1922 on a channel called WEEF in New York. Radio ads included jingles and sponsorships of entire programs, laying the groundwork for modern audio advertising. Also, magazines became a popular medium for advertisers, offering targeted demographics. Billboards became a common sight along highways and urban areas in the early 20th century. Then, in the mid to late 20th century, television advertising became common with the commercialization of the television. The first TV commercial aired in 1941 for Bulova watches. By the 1960s, the TV had become a key platform for reaching mass audiences. Also, the use of market research and the consumer data began to shape advertising strategies with a focus on understanding consumer behavior and preferences. Then we come to the late 20th century to the early 21st century. The rise of cable TV allowed for more targeted advertising with channels catering to specific interests and demographics. Here's when digital advertising began, mainly because of the advent of the internet. The internet revolutionized advertising. Banner ads appeared on websites and search engines like Google introduced pay-per-click or PPC advertising. Companies began using email marketing to reach consumers directly. After this, the era of modern digital marketing began. Today, various forms of advertising are heavily used. First, social media advertising, where social media platforms offer highly targeted ads based on user data. Brands also collaborate with influencers on these social media platforms to reach their followers in a more personal and engaging way. Next, we have search engine marketing or SEM. For example, Google's search engine allows for businesses to bid on keywords and display ads on searches. We also have content marketing. Platforms like YouTube have made video a crucial part of digital marketing strategies. We also have a lesser known type of advertising, programmatic advertising. Programmatic advertising uses AI and machine learning to automate the placement of ads, optimizing the performance. Today, data and analytics play a huge role in advertising. This allows for the creation of highly personalized and effective advertising strategies. So, advertising and strategies have evolved completely. It started from simple messages on a stone, but transformed to complex and data-driven digital marketing strategies. So that's it for this episode on the evolution of advertising. Thank you for listening.